I did it. I totally did it. Hey everybody, it's Viv and this is Stitches and Seams. Thanks so much for coming back, and to those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you find here. So today, I'm so excited. I can't even remember all my words. Okay, so Karina and I were doing the collaboration, aka she was holding my hand while we sewed the Style Arc Cindy jacket, and wow. Okay, so it's done. Both of ours are done. They both look amazing. I really, really like hers because hers is in a nice versatile color. Mine, not so much, but that's okay because I can make another one. Anyway, sidetracked. So what I thought I would do is just kind of run through like what I dealt with, give you a small amount of information for like pattern overview type of deal, and then throw some clips in and some photos, and then you guys can decide if you want to make it or not. I will tell you right off, I highly recommend this pattern. I would not, how do you say that? It's not as bad as you think it is. So we'll just go ahead and jump in from there. Okay, so the Style Arc Cindy jacket comes in sizes 4 to 30, and I made the straight 12. I just went ahead and cut 12. And the measurements for the 12 are, the bust is 38.2, the waist is 31.5. I'm looking at my notes, sorry. The hip is 40.6, and the shoulder breadth is 15.4. Now, the shoulder breadth is definitely something you want to take into consideration along with the other measurements. And you can also measure the bicep. I believe that measurement is included in the pattern information as well. Excuse me. So there's 18 pieces in total, and we'll pop in a real short clip here of where I was laying it out and getting ready to cut that. Okay, so this is the beginning of the Style Arc Cindy jean jacket. I'm using a stretch twill, and holy crap, there's a lot of pieces. Man, oh me. So obviously my table's not long enough, and I still have all of these pieces down here that need to be cut, along with the ruffle piece. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut out what I have here, and then I'll get to the next bit. So yeah, that's just a little bit of what it was because my table's not long enough in order to be able to get the whole thing on there. So I had to, cut some and then move it around, but that's not a big deal. But it was a lot of cutting. It took me about an hour and a half to cut the whole thing out, and that's, of course, I was texting in the middle of that as well. But it was because I paid more attention. I measured from my selvage, and I checked my grain lines to make sure they're straight. I wanted this to be the best that I could possibly make it. So I took the extra time to do those things, where ordinarily, if it's something super easy, I don't necessarily do. I will eyeball the grain line and that kind of thing. So anyway, I did take the extra time, and it ended up being totally worth it. So with the bust measurement of the pattern is 38.2, my bust measurement is 40. The pattern measurement for the waist is 31.5, mine is 35 3/4. The pattern hip is 40.6. My hip is 42 1/4. And the shoulder breadth on the pattern is 15.4, and mine is 15 even. Pardon. So Jack will put some photos in here so that you can see that me actually wearing it. It's not tight. I am completely able to button it up. Now this is made with a stretch woven. I used a stretch twill. This is actually from Fashion Fabrics Club, and I think it was a 3.5 yard piece for like $10 because it was on sale. It was one of those, pre-cut pieces. So yeah, it was like $10 for 3.5 yards. It worked really well. I did use knit interfacing for the facings and the welt pockets. And the back facing. So yeah, let's see. In all honesty, I had no problem whatsoever sewing this. When you look at the instructions, I'll show you the instruction page. That's the instruction page. It's 25 steps. And they're sparse, but totally doable. So with the welt, because I have sewn welts before in Jack's cargo shorts, but those were a double welt and these are single welt. So they are a little bit different, but they weren't difficult. However, our lovely Karina has gone ahead and made a step-by-step tutorial, and she's going to be releasing that as well, excuse me, for those of you who are interested in making this jacket and might need a little extra help with the welt. I definitely needed a clarification because with the directions being so sparse, I thought I knew what I was doing, but in a lot of situations when I think I know what I'm doing, I always end up in trouble. So, or I tend to end up in trouble. Like I think I know what I'm doing and then I go ahead and do it. And it's like, oops, it was not supposed to be that way. So again, with trying to make this the best that I could to the best of my ability, I went ahead and slowed down instead of just racing forward and watched her video, and it was pretty much like I thought it was, with a few exceptions. But she goes through the whole thing and explains it all very well, so I highly recommend that to you all as well. But yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought, and that was really the only difficult part. I have to say, because I have made one other style arc pattern, and that is the Diana top. It's like a knit V-neck pullover tank type thing, but it has wider shoulders. And I'm always, looking for wider shoulders because I don't want my bra straps to show. It's just, I'm not about that life. So anyway, yeah. But with that pattern, you didn't really need instructions because it's fairly simple. This one, a little more instruction was needed. But in all honesty, the welt was the only thing that kind of hung me up a little bit. Everything else was pretty straightforward. One thing to note about Style Arc is every single notch lined up. Every single one. That is a first for me. I've used other patterns from simple to more complicated, nothing as complicated as this, which even this isn't all that complicated now that I'm on the other side. But, and there's always one notch or two or whatever that don't line up exactly. And that could be due to cutting error or drafting, who knows. But again, I took my time with this one, and seriously, there's a lot of notches, like a lot of notches. So you need to make sure that when you cut out, you take the time to make sure you mark all of your notches somehow. If you're going to do it with chalk, if you're going to do it with snips, if you're going to do it with thread, however it is that you mark, you want to make sure that you get every single one of them. So don't rush the cutting process. That is my first and foremost tip. Don't rush the cutting process. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think of the different things about this jacket. It really went together quite fast. I chose to do my top stitching in white, and at first I wasn't really sure about that because the first top stitching that you do is the breast pocket, and I just was like, oh, that's kind of like, in your face, and I didn't know if I'd like that, but now that it's all done, I really do like it. I did omit, I totally copied Karina with the doubles top stitching line down the front facings, and I omitted the top stitching on the edges of the front facing. This mannequin it's my old size, so she doesn't fit, but, just so you get an idea. But yep, I opted for the ruffle collar. That was simple to do. I did, if you catch me on Instagram, you might have seen a short video that I put on there where I was basically finished with the jacket. I just needed to finish the sleeves because there are hembands and sleeve hembands in this jacket, which is phenomenal. I really like that. So the sleeve was too long because, of course, I didn't measure. So yeah, I went ahead and I used the sleeve hemband, the width of that, to adjust, and because I just cut it off at the end at the wrist, so I needed to adjust that so that the sleeve hemband would still fit, because I didn't want to waste fabric and try to cut a new one. So basically what I did was I made that measurement, and then I just cut off, and then I tapered in along the inside, the underarm seam allowance to, take out the extra width in that. And then I opted to add a ruffle to the sleeve to tie in with the collar. And I'm really glad I did. It's fun. It's, it's different. It's not what the pattern calls for. The pattern calls for just a clean finish, and you top stitch around the sleeve hem facing. But I didn't do that. I only top stitched around the very bottom, and I did the ruffle, and then I hand hemmed the sleeve hem facing. So, and hopefully be invisible. You can see a little prick stitches there, but I haven't pressed it. I did wash it because, of course, my iron threw up dirty water on it. So I did clean my iron, by the way. It threw up dirty water on it, so I had to clean that up a little bit. But other than that, yeah, it's great. I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see via here. Here we go. It's so nice. The shaping in the back is really, really nice. It just hugs my back so well. You'll be able to see that in the photos, which we'll go ahead and put in. So yeah, that is really it. The Cindy is not as bad as I thought. So I'm really grateful to Karina for holding my hand through the tough bits. And yeah, I'm super stoked with this. I cannot wait to wear it. I wanted to wear it really bad yesterday, but because I haven't photographed it yet, I was scared I might ruin it. So yep, as soon as I photograph her, I will be wearing it. And I can definitely see making a couple other versions. I think a white one would be awesome, and maybe even a light colored denim one or a dark colored denim one. Maybe both. I don't know. But yeah, that is it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and please be sure to go check out Karina's video. Here's her thumbnail just so you recognize it. And yeah, give us a thumbs up, share. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And we'll talk to you all later. Take care. Bye.